So a few months ago, I showed you my dream desk setup, but there's a lot more to a workspace than just the desk. So welcome to my dream home office tour. Oh, and by the way, this Herman Miller Aeron chair is in the way because it's ready to be shipped out to one of you guys. Not that exact one, a brand new one. And that's because Herman Miller was kind enough to not only sponsor this video, but also give one of you guys the chance to win one of the best office chairs in the game, hands down. And the rules are very simple. Number one, leave a comment on this video telling me your favorite thing about this office tour. And number two, click the Gleam link in the description below to follow myself and Herman Miller on Instagram. And we'll come back to this chair and my desk setup in a moment, but let's take a look at everything else, starting with the bookshelf that I get questions about all the time. So this is in the background of almost all of my talking head videos, and the shelf itself is from Wayfair, but the decor is what I enjoy the most. So we have this really cool ceramic camera, an oversized chess piece, my AirPods Max on this stand from Banks, a Rubik's Cube from Pataka, this awesome gray hourglass, and this Mac Mini, which I used to think was small before the M4 model dropped. And speaking of the M4 Mac Mini, I have the M4 and M4 Pro models right below it, along with my first ever MacBook Pro that I purchased back in 2011. I like to keep these kind of sentimental items if I can. And then over here is a really cool oversized ceramic apple that I thought fit perfectly with my videos. But the piece I've gotten the most questions about is this guy right here. So this is a little wooden figurine. I love this guy. He's also from Wayfair, and it just adds a little pop to my videos and to this bookshelf itself. And then next to that, we have some old iPhones, a faux plant for some greenery, my extra Sony a7 IV, this world figurine, this mini LED light, and of course the trusty Pavo tube light that I move around, but it stays here when I'm shooting videos in front of this bookshelf here. And then behind all of this on the wall are the nanoleaf triangles. And by the way, between my desk and this bookshelf, I have these double windows right here, which are covered up by this gray motorized shade from Lutron, which I control entirely via Siri or the Home app, although most days I don't need to since it's part of my shortcut automation that auto opens these at sunrise and closes them at sunset. It is amazing, and these shades themselves aren't cheap, but they are sure worth the money. Anyways, on the opposite wall of where my desk is, we have these really cool black textured panels that add a bit of flair to the backdrop of my videos. But now you might be wondering what you see right in front of it. Why do I have a second desk? Well, lately I've actually been using this as an alternate workspace, and hear me out, this sounds weird, but anytime I need a slight change of scenery, I go here to work. I either just use my MacBook, or sometimes I get on my Vision Pro and just connect to my Mac Studio on my main desk, and I'm able to get kind of away from my normal day-to-day desk, and it really just helps me boost productivity. But of course, it's also used for my unboxing videos, my product shots for B-roll, and also just a place to sit my iPad or other objects when I'm recording. It's kind of like a hybrid desk that I can just do whatever with. Now, this camera rig right here is interesting. So I like to have things on wheels in my studio, and this is my setup for my talking head videos and also for B-roll. So this is a Manfrotto tripod head. I have a Shinobi monitor clamped on so I can see myself when I'm recording, and then I have this slick little boom arm for my Sennheiser MKE 600 mic that I've been using for almost a decade at this point. And of course, the camera is the Sony a7 IV with the classic 16 to 35mm f2.8 G Master lens. And I'll have links to everything down in the description below if you want to pick up any of these products. But moving along the wall, we have a comfy little couch here for when I don't feel like sitting at my desk and just want some chill time, or sometimes I'll go over here just to read when I have 30 minutes to 45 minutes of just not working at all. And behind that is a light from Govee and also a small framed piece on the wall. And then back here is nothing. It's just a bunch of storage that I need to get rid of, and those doors go to the AC unit right there. So that's boring. Let's move over here to the storage closet, which also sounds kind of boring, but I added this when I was building this room. This was originally set to be a wet bar, which would have been kind of cool for the office, but I was thinking more practical here. Anyways, the reason I say it's fun is because I just recently got this workbench from IKEA that has drawers in it, and it's awesome. It's like $200, and this is where I store some of my iPhone collection. Yes, I keep one of every iPhone. As you can see, I do also have some cases and some other stuff in the bottom two drawers. but I love this workbench. It is awesome for the price. It's not nearly as good a quality as the Husky workbench, which I have in the garage, but this is a great alternative. And up top right here, you can see several dozen iPhone boxes. I never throw away my iPhone boxes. And well, now I guess you can see how many iPhones I currently own. Maybe I'll do a video showcasing like my entire iPhone collection one day. So comment below if you want to see that. But coming outside of there on the wall, we do have another little framed art piece right here. And then moving over, of course, we have my main desk area. So this is when you come into the office, you make a hard right turn, and it's right here behind that wall. So this is the place I sit down to work at every single day. And when I say sit, I mean sit. My standing desk is currently in transit, so I did not get it in time for this video. But even when I do get it, a good quality chair is a must. And nobody does office chairs better than Herman Miller. So I bought this Herman Miller Aeron chair 4 years ago, and my back has never felt better while working. And my posture plays a big role in reducing that back pain. This thing gives you full spinal support via their Posture Fit SL system, which gives you excellent sacral and lumbar support. It basically forces you to have good posture and not slouch over while also being comfy. Like I usually sit here for about 8 hours a day, and I've never really felt any discomfort. But if you don't like how it feels by default when you first get it, you can use these knobs to make adjustments. You can also adjust the amount of tilt that you want along with the height of the chair. But another part of that comfort is the material used, and this is made with Herman Miller's proprietary 8Z pellicle material, which is a high-performance, breathable fabric that is far superior to your average mesh. And plus, half of the chair is crafted from recycled materials like ocean-bound plastics. Herman Miller also has multiple other models, including this embodied chair, which is actually the one that's designed for long-duration sitting, and it also just feels excellent to sit in. So I've been on this kick lately where everything I buy is for life, whether that's in the kitchen, whether that's around the house, or in my office. Like I spend extra money now on things that I'll never need to buy again when the cheaper version breaks, if I were to go the cheaper route. And Herman Miller was my first foray into that, kind of way of thinking over 4 years ago. And I fully plan on using this Aeron chair forever, like unless something breaks. But even if it does, they have a 12-year warranty, which makes me feel a lot more at ease if anything were to break in the next 8 years. But so far, everything is going good. Like the only downside is that I have these, kind of ridges in the arm right here because I like to lean over to one side, which is a bad habit, and I just put all my pressure onto one side of my body, and that did put these little indentions in the arm, but that's entirely on me, and it's nothing that I really notice unless I look at it. So yeah, Herman Miller doesn't really need a big introduction here. A lot of you probably already know how great their chairs are, so if you want to grab a Herman Miller chair, if you've been on the fence about it for a long time, I think now is the perfect time to grab one. You can check out the Herman Miller Aeron and all their other models by checking my link in the description below for a nice discount. And if you do end up winning the giveaway, by the way, you can always return the one that you bought. Anyway, shout out to Herman Miller for sponsoring this video. And if you want to support me and the channel, be sure to check them out in the description below. Okay, so back to the desk. So yeah, I have the same IKEA Bacant desk, but now with some upgrades that weren't shown in my desk tour video. Like these speakers, for example. I ditched the HomePod minis and got these Edifier MR4 speakers. I got them on Amazon for less than $100, and they look and sound amazing for the price, both for listening to music and for dialogue, like when I'm watching a podcast on YouTube. But for video editing, I like to have headphones in, and I now use the Sennheiser HD 560S, which are excellent. You'll also notice that these speakers fit perfectly right underneath of my Apple Studio displays. So these are 27-inch 5K displays that need no introduction. They're just amazing and worth every penny, in my opinion, when you use them every single day for work. And then on top of the right one is a light bar from Xiaomi to help reduce eye strain when working late at night. Now, I bought 3 different light bars, including the BenQ light bar, which is 3 times as expensive, but I ended up liking the Xiaomi better, not just for, the function. I mean, it's just a light on your screen. It's really not that big of a difference, but the look of this one is so much better in my opinion. It's just all black, and I do like the remote better as well. So Yeah, that is the light bar I have. That's completely changed how I work, especially at night when all of the lights are off. And on the left monitor, I have my Insta360 Link 2 webcam, which I made a full video on. It has crazy tracking capabilities, and it's just so much better in terms of quality compared to the Studio Displays webcam. And both of these monitors are hooked up to my M1 Ultra Mac Studio, which was almost replaced by the tiny M4 Pro Mac Mini, but it did ultimately underperform the Mac Studio for really critical work tasks like video editing and also editing in Lightroom. But that was expected. I just can't wait at this point for the M4 Ultra Mac Studio. And then next to that, we have a 5-minute hourglass that kind of just helps me add a visual cue for time and just kind of helps with focus, especially when I'm trying to do a task and not spend a lot of time on it. I'll just have this little 5-minute visual timer in front of me. It seems silly, but it helps me a lot. And then over here is a cool little desk lamp that has multiple modes and charges via USB-C. And these are all sitting on a desk shelf from GroveMade. And in these little shelves, I have an extra keyboard, a pair of NVMe SSDs, and the controller for my light bar. And then underneath we have my trusty 250 watt Anker Prime charger, some extra test iPhones, and a storage tray. And then in front of me at all times we have the IKEA desk mat, the new USB-C Magic Keyboard with Touch ID, and my mouse of choice, not Tim Cook's mouse of choice, the Logitech MX Master 3S. And then above my monitors are the Nanoleaf lines, which also help a lot when I'm working late at night to have some kind of light behind my monitor. And then to the left over here is this really awesome minimal matte black canvas piece that I really love. I just recently put this up and this is awesome. And to the right over here is my IKEA Alex drawer that offers some extra storage both on top and in the drawers. And this Anker hub right here has been essential for adding extra ports to my Mac Studio. And then over here, we also just have a pair of, other chargers, my iPad Mini 7, the Vision Pro, and another faux tree from Wayfair. And man, just processing everything I just showed you guys in this video makes me realize how grateful I am for you for watching my videos for so long here on YouTube. And there's a reason I never uploaded my home office tour on YouTube in my 15 plus years on the platform. And that's because I've honestly never really been proud of my home office until now. This is not something that happened overnight. This has happened through not only growing, my career, but also just watching a lot of YouTube videos on like the one you're watching right now on how to improve a home office, how to improve a desk setup. And, that's why I wanted to bring this to you guys as well, to hopefully inspire you and hopefully give you some ideas for what you can do in your home office, even if you have a much smaller home office. Because I used to watch people with huge home offices back when I had a small little apartment office where I couldn't fit nearly as much as I can fit now. So hopefully this video helped you out, and I just wanted to take a minute as well to just thank you once again for making this possible and just supporting me here on YouTube. It means a lot. I don't say it enough, but I just want to make sure you guys know that I really appreciate it, and I hope this video was helpful. And while you're at it, go ahead and try to win that Herman Miller chair over there. It's free to enter that giveaway. It's an amazing chair. I don't just say that because they're sponsoring the video. I've had that chair for years. So if you want to win that Herman Miller Aeron, click the link down in the description below, and I'll choose that winner on Christmas. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.